Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the Penguins Collective podcast. My name is Louie. Josh is coming. He is going to be joining us tonight. Dad duty called. So he had to go take care of that. Right now, I'm going to take you through my emotions. The Pittsburgh Penguins fall in overtime versus the Philadelphia Flyers. No, I am not in a repeat of Saturday's game. Man, I'm struggling today. Of Saturday's game. No, it's the same team, new game, same overtime, same problems. The Pittsburgh Penguins fall to the Philadelphia Flyers 2-1 in overtime. Here's the problem. Nedeljkovic started. I'm looking forward to that. I think Ned has been playing phenomenal for us, and he continued to do that tonight. I think he was probably the all-star for the Penguins, similar to Saturday's game, where Jari was the all-star for the Penguins. Nedeljkovic was the all-star for the Penguins tonight. Not a lot happened. I will say these are one of these games where I always say we should be more physical against the Philadelphia Flyers, and I always say we should be doing a little bit something extra. And we didn't. The only thing that I know for a fact is that we took more shots on net, which I guess you could take as a positive. But with in turn more shots on net, less time in the zone in the first period. Second period, we kind of changed that. Third period, we kind of just rode that out, and then overtime was just a chaos, just a downright mess. And we'll get into that into the episode when Josh kind of hops on here. But thank you guys so much for joining us live on YouTube, Twitch, and of course, X. I'm going to call it X. It's Twitter, but it feels weird coming out saying X. A lot going on. In the Twitterverse. I feel like we should introduce a new segment. Did I run this past Josh? Absolutely not. But I feel like we should introduce a new segment about what's the temperature on Penguins Twitterverse. All right, if you guys don't know, we live tweet during the game. First period, second period, third period. We are live tweeting. Whatever happens, we're tweeting it. Our opinions, we're tweeting it. And other people do that as well. Like this isn't something we created. We just kind of hopped on that trend because we have the podcast and we want to keep you guys entertained. We got to keep you entertained with segments like Wayne coming in the chat saying we got to love the segs. You dang right, dude. This is a show that downright loves segs. You love segs, we love segs. And I want to introduce a new seg on this podcast about what's the temperature on the Twitterverse, because I'm seeing things that I don't like, especially from people that we read. They write articles. They write things that not only us fans read, but the NHL reads. They share those posts. Other hockey networks share those posts. And I feel like these people are a little out of pocket. All right? I'm using some 2023 slang. They're a little bit out of pocket. I'm seeing a lot of Sidney Crosby hate. And granted, he had a turnover. He had some turnovers. He lost some very important faceoffs. Don't get me wrong. It's not his best game he played today. It's not. And I'm willing to acknowledge that and approach that. Sidney Crosby did not have a great game today. He did score, was the only Penguin that scored. He scored. He did turn the puck over. But why are these people, these guys, and I'm not going to put them on blast. I'm not going to put their names up on the screen, But you can go on Twitter, scroll through the game, and you can see that everyone is coming out of these people that write articles are talking trash about Sidney Crosby. Whoa, Sid had a bad game. He's not looking right. He's not the way. But they don't acknowledge ever Chris Letang or Malkin. And you think I'm just saying this. You think I'm just defending Sidney Crosby. First of all, I am defending Sidney Crosby. The dude's back hurts because he is carrying this franchise since he was 18 years old. He has been our number one guy this season, last season, and literally the last 16 seasons. Sidney Crosby has 15 goals in 25 games. And we're just putting him on blast because he had one bad game, but we're not willing to acknowledge Evgeny Malkin, Chris Letang, even Erik Karlsson had a bad game tonight. We're not putting them on blast because, it's a different story. No, it's not. No, it is not. Sidney Crosby is the heart and face of this organization. And he played, not that great, but he played well yet last game. He played well before, but we're not going to talk about that. We're only going to highlight his milestones, and we're only going to highlight when he scores. But other than that, he's under a microscope, and we have to take him at face value. That's unreal. That is unreal. Wayne comes in saying the temperature is ice cold, and it is only the power play that's bringing it down. Sid is definitely not the problem. I don't get these people on Twitter. Wayne, let me know if you're on Twitter and you see what I'm seeing. Because when you're on there and I'm trying to tweet the game, I'm trying to be a good little boy and tweet the game for everyone, and I see everyone tweeting, well, oh man, Sidney Crosby lost that face-off, which led to Cordier, whatever his name is, score. That was Sid's fault. Or, hey, Sid didn't back check fast enough. And I'm just like, are you serious right now? The one time he doesn't back check fast enough, that's the problem. But when Evgeny Malkin turns it over on the blue line for the 5th time tonight, that doesn't deserve a tweet. Only when Crosby does it. What about Letang? When he pinched 3 times, I counted 3 times, which led to an odd man break for the Philadelphia Flyers tonight alone. That doesn't deserve a tweet. Not even one thing about Letang playing bad. Just Crosby, right? Just want to make sure we're not just attacking one person of the core and the rest of the core. Because, like I admitted, don't snip this and try to make me out to be the bad guy. Crosby had a bad game. Malkin had a bad game. Letang had a bad game. Erik Karlsson had a bad game. All 4 of them had a terrible game today. Only Nedeljkovic kept us in this game tonight. That's it. That's the only reason why it wasn't 8-1. It's because Nedeljkovic held us. And it's unreal. It's unreal that I see this from people that are writing articles to sell you on what it means to, how to believe as a Pens fan, which makes me angry, because here I am with Josh trying to achieve something that we always wanted to do, was to create a space for Pens fans to honestly and to creatively talk about the game. Hey, we're live. You come on and you tell us what you thought of the game and we react to it. We react to the game and you tell us your opinions. That's it. There's beauty in that simplicity. These guys who are tweeting are trying to sell you on a narrative that they're pushing. And it angers me to see them attack certain players while having a blind eye to the problems of the team, and they're acting like their say and what their tweets are and what their articles is what you should be listening to, what you should be thinking of what a Pens fan should be thinking. And that makes me mad because they're not being unbiased. They're being biased in a negative way. I hope that comes off in the right way. Wayne comes in with another chat. Excuse me. Sid is in his 36th year and putting up points equal to his early seasons. Make that make sense. Sidney Crosby is having one of his best statistical year. He is. Wayne just said it. Honestly, Wayne, I'm pretty sure that it's his third season in his entire career that he's putting up the numbers in this amount of time frame. Unreal. Hockey has changed since his early days, and he's putting up points. Everyone who is not talking about Malkin on Twitter, everyone who's not talking about Letang on Twitter, everyone who's not talking about Erik Karlsson on Twitter, they're not putting up as many points as Sidney Crosby. They're not even touching him. Where's Malkin's production this year? Where is it? All he's been doing is hogging the puck, trying to be relevant in the Penguins organization right now. He is trying to be relevant. And right now, all I see from the media on Twitter is just blasting Sidney Crosby. Blasting Sidney Crosby. And I don't think it's right because, yeah, he had a bad game, but so did everyone else. To only attack him is terrible. What I try to do is see what I see and report it. These guys are putting a narrative out there that is trying to make you think that Sidney Crosby isn't as good as he is, which is baffling because he's the best hockey player on our team and he's the best hockey player in the NHL. And I'm not trying to be biased here. Look at the numbers. Look at the numbers. He's outperforming Connor McDavid this year. No one talking about that? No one's talking about that. We're willing to tweet about Crosby missing a face-off and not back-checking in overtime when he's exhausted. Once again, read the room. He was exhausted. Coach Sullivan had to call a timeout in overtime. He loses the face-off, and then you're going to complain that he didn't back-check fast enough? But Malkin is fine turning the puck over. Letang, when he pinched, go ahead. Doesn't make sense. So, that's one of the segments that I want to talk to Josh about. Josh is just getting back. He's getting settled. I could see him getting ready. He hears my rant going. Everyone hears the rant going. I'm settling down. The heat is cooling. But Josh, welcome to the pod. Welcome.
Howdy.
I know dad duty is calling, so if you have to go, I get it.
It's a rough one.
Before you give your thoughts on the game, I just went on a 10-minute rant, Josh, about our new segment, which is the temperature of the Twitterverse. Okay?
Oh, okay.
So I've been seeing downright blasphemy on our Twitter from people, and I know you weren't here. I'm just recapping for Josh, all the listeners. What I was saying was that everyone on Twitter who write articles that push a narrative and sell that narrative, I may add, where we're free. I just want to remind we're free. They're selling you a narrative to what to think as a Pens fan, and it's downright blasphemy. And these guys are tweeting, and it's ridiculous. I will defend Sidney Crosby because, yes, he did have a bad game, but he's our best player. And just because he has one bad game doesn't mean you need to put him on blast and ignore the other guys that are the real problems, which they're not willing to address, which makes me mad. That's the whole point of this rant. It's not that they're putting Sidney Crosby on blast. It's that they're turning a blind eye to what what's going on with Malkin, Letang, and Eric Carlson tonight. So that's where I was getting a little heated. And that's why I wanted to introduce a new segment, the temperature of the Twitterverse. And
Can I have 2 minutes on that?
yes, Josh,
Okay.
go for it.
So, in terms of the blasphemy towards, sorry, 1 second. It's in the bedroom. You're good. Love you. Sidney Crosby is the GOAT. Okay, he's the greatest player on this team in this franchise. Say what you will. I know we got some Mario truthers who listen, but he does have the C on his chest. So just like in other sports, there's going to be one fall guy. And in hockey, it's always the captain or it's always going to be the head coach. It's one or the other. So I'm okay with some blame being put on Sidney Crosby because he is the captain and he did look not sharp tonight. Okay. Not going to say that he didn't look, he looked bad, but he didn't look sharp. So I get it. I do. But you make a great point too. He wasn't the only one. That you can go down the line. The other two players who have A's on their chest, Malkin, Letang, not good at all tonight. And then you can
really quick. Not only tonight, the last few games they have not been good.
Fair. And then you can go down each line, literally and figuratively. You can go down the line and find glaring weaknesses each and every line. And I get it. We just came off back-to-back losses against the Flyers. Okay? It's our rivals. They'll always be our rivals, regardless of where each team is in the standings. And then, they should have been wins. We needed those points. Okay, so I'm sorry. I'm a little queasy. It was a lot. It's a lot of throw up.
Was it really?
Yeah. So.
Oh boy.
But it's hard because we are fans first, and we come on here and literally try to use this as therapy because the thing is, as professionals, they are trained to not ride the wave of emotions. But we, as fans, live off of the ride of the wave of emotions, the highs and lows. And the thing is, that's what's so frustrating is that, we'll have such highs and then we have such lows. And right now is a low. I get it. And from what you're talking about, it sounds like whoever's putting this out there is kind of riding it with us. And that's unfortunate because like you said, we are just fans. So we are the ones that should be the ones reacting and, acting as true fans. But if you're a reporter, you kind of have to be at the same kind of professionalism as the players and have kind of the objective outlook of it. And me taking a quick, 30-second objective view of this, I can't put single-handed blame on Crosby for this loss or the previous loss. And if you want to point at anything, it's turnovers, it's lack of power play, it's lack of defensive effort. And again, Mike Sullivan is the guy for this team. 100%. I am behind that. But is everyone else on that coaching staff a necessity? And I think that's where if you're Mike Sullivan, you got to start looking in the mirror and seeing what is best for you. Because if you want this job, you need to make some changes. And then B, what's best for the team?
Sure.
So I get it. I can see both sides of the argument here. But the only thing I ask is for those that are looking at Crosby is to continue looking at the roster. Don't just stop at the top. And I get it. He has the C, but don't stop there. It goes on and on all the way to the bottom.
100%. I agree with
Sorry,
that.
I was more than 2 minutes.
No, you're good. What? Hey, this is what this is, Josh. This is why we're different. We're different than them, and that's my point in all of this is that it was more than just one guy. These people are selling a narrative to you, and that's what annoys me so much is that they're willing to say, "Oh, you need to listen to us. In fact, you need to pay to listen to us." As a Pens fan. Oh, and by the way, Sidney Crosby, he played horrible today. Oh, what about Malkin? Oh no, he's fine, dude. He's fine. Trust me.
Did you
Trust
talk
me.
about that 3-on-1 yet?
What where he let it go?
He held it the entire time and didn't
Oh,
circled around the net. He had,
I so selfish. I tweeted that out. So Malkin
good.
so it was a 3-on-1. It was O'Connor who stripped the puck.
Yeah.
And O'Connor and Malkin and Smith came into the zone.
Literally the
3-on-1.
line. The entire
Literally the
line.
second one. And it was beautiful. Tic-tac-toe goal. I don't care who the goalie is. That should be a goal, right? Especially with the talent that's there, right? And Malkin he gets the puck because O'Connor's unselfish and he understands Malkin wants the puck. I'll give it to him. He gets it, holds it. When Smith was on the doorstep wide open, Malkin goes, "No, I'll hold it," and wraps around the net, and nothing comes of it. Not even a shot on net. And that is the most selfish thing. If I was the coach, knowing, and I'm heated right now. There's a lot of passion. Okay. So if I'm the coach in that moment, I'm calling Malkin over and ripping that A off his chest. How dare you be a leader of this team and only be selfish in these moments? I'm sick and tired of watching Malkin call for the puck and then do it his way and then look in the camera and the media and go, "Yeah, we got to figure it out as a team." You can't call the team card and call for the puck and be selfish. So guess what? I want to hold Malkin accountable for what he's doing, but the person that I want to make accountable for everyone is Todd Reardon. Mike Sullivan, you got to cut off that umbilical cord. Get rid of him. Listen, I know what the players are doing. They had the whole media day today. I don't know if you saw it, Josh, but they go into the locker room after practice and they go, "Oh, yeah, the power play sucks. What do you guys think about it?" Right? So that's obviously, as a player, what are you going to say? "Oh, we still have time to gel. We need to figure this out. Yeah, we know it's not good, but we need to do something about it." They're never going to say it's Todd Reardon. Why? It's a guy. He has a job. You want to make sure he keeps it, right? You want to take a little ownership as players, but, you can't really say what you're thinking. Everyone knows it's Todd Reardon, right? They get a power play. You see Todd Reardon drawing on that little whiteboard. What is he drawing? I don't know. It's not working. So guess what? Get rid of him. Get rid of him. NES comes in. Welcome to the chat, NES. I don't even think it's Mike's call. Dubas needs to put on his big boy pants and make some decisions. Now, granted, this is where me and Josh argue, NES. I honestly believe that it is up to Dubas. Josh believes it's up to Mike Sullivan.
Yeah.
I don't think so. I think Mike Sullivan should be overridden in this. I think Mike Sullivan is the head coach. 100%. We've seen it before in the NHL. We'll see it again. The head coach stays. The assistant coaches get fired. Why? Because power play is not working. PK is not working. It's not the head coach's fault. It's the assistant guys. We have a lot of assistant coaches. We have Ty Hennis. We have Mike Vellucci. We have Todd Reardon. We have 3 head coaches. I think it's what?
You said head coaches. They're
assistant coaches. Assistant coaches. Sorry, we have 3 assistant coaches. Get rid of Todd Reardon. It's time. Listen, I'm not one for hitting the panic button. I think we've been doing better as a podcast and as people, Josh. We've been doing better as people to not overreact, to not freak out. I think we have been good in that. But now it's our time to turn a new leaf, to turn a new page in the story of the 2023-2024 season and acknowledge now's the time to fire Todd Reirden. Our power play is 0-27. 0-28, excuse me. 0-28. 0-28. And we have 3 future Hall of Famers, maybe 4, on the power play. And who I'm talking about is Sidney Crosby, Evgeny Malkin, Erik Karlsson. Letang maybe is a Hall of Famer. So Todd Reirden has the easiest job in America. All he has to do is say, hey guys, I know you're the most talented hockey players in the world. Okay. You've been to like 400 All-Star games. You've won gold medals. You've won Stanley Cups. One of you is here to win a Stanley Cup. I'm just going to let you guys figure it out. If he says that, he would probably look like a genius. But instead, he's drawing smiley faces on a whiteboard, as NES would say. And then he's trying to make it look good, and these guys can't produce. It's not them. Because guess what? I said this in our last episode. Our 5-on-5 guys who are in that power play are producing. May I need to repeat Sidney Crosby's stats in 25 games. 15 goals. That's just goals. His 5-on-5 is fine. So don't tell me it's the players' lack of production on the power play. It's coming from the top. It's coming from the top. And the fact is that I have seen more turnovers on our power play in the last 3 games than I have all season. And they have scored a shorthanded goal on our power play. Unreal. This should not be allowed. This should not. We have too much talent to waste it away on a Walmart-looking manager who is our assistant coach. I wouldn't even call him a coach. It's time for him to pack his bags and get him out. I'm sick and tired of it. We're drawing the line in the sand. Good people over here, bad people over there. Todd Reirden is the lone person on the other side. And with that, let's talk about the game, Josh.
Yeah, I mean, just to sum up what you're saying, like I don't know, Reirden might be the issue, because to be honest, like you said, we have phenomenal talent on both lines. Like it's not like we're just one line heavy for power play. We are for obvious reasons. Just you try to score within that first shift. I get it. Put everyone out there, try to score. But like what I don't understand is that I do this all the time. I draw comparisons from other sports to, try to get other people to relate. But like LeBron James draws up plays all the time. All the time. One of the greatest basketball players of all time. They just allow him to take the whiteboard, draw up a play, and say, I think this is going to work. And the coach says, yeah, let's give it a shot. I have seen Crosby talk to the guys, on the ice. He has. I get it. But why aren't and again, I don't know what's going on at practice. But why can't they just come up with something behind Reirden and just be like, hey, why don't we just do this?
Hey, I'm gonna win the face-off.
Yeah.
Point it, pass it back to the point. Someone get down low and put the puck on net.
Yeah.
It's literally, they teach you this in Tykes hockey.
Yeah.
Okay?
But let's just say that is what they do and they still can't score. It's fine. Figure something else out. The thing is, like you said, they're 4 Hall of Famers. They'll be able to figure it out on the ice, on the fly, 100%.
Yeah.
I get that. But like, I feel like each individual player is trying to be the solution. And I feel like that's part of the issue is that Malkin wants to be the solution. So he's holding the puck. Carlson wants to be the solution. So he's just slapping it away. You know, Crosby wants to be the solution. So he's
So
just
he passes it.
passes it. Yep. It's
Yeah.
everyone wants to be the solution, but yet they're not working together to be the solution. And that is the issue I have with Reardon. Like of all that he has to do is try to just gel them. That's like what you started with this little segment about Reardon saying 4 Hall of Famers, his job should be the easiest in the entire world. Just gel them together. And that's what's frustrating.
Yeah.
Can you throw up Wayne's
I was
comment?
yeah,
Because
I was
that
just
is
about to say.
perfect.
Yeah,
Perfect.
Wayne nailed it here. You know, speaking of frustration and the easiest job in the world, and with this power play, Wayne comes in saying they are always looking for the perfect shot, so they just don't shoot it. You're absolutely right. And one party is more guilty of this than others. This is Evgeny Malkin. You see it all the time.
I could put Carlson and Letang in that category as well.
No. They do it as well. I'm not saying they don't. I'm saying the main culprit is Letang. He holds that puck, and you could tell he wants to. What did I say?
Letang.
Oh, him too. Malkin holds onto it. You could tell he wants to shoot, but it's a fake shot. So then he gives it away, and then he wants it back again so he can shoot it, but then he doesn't. He'll skate around, make it look pretty. Maybe do a backdrop that gets picked off, and then it's a 2-on-1 the other way. Okay? So I'm sick and tired of the cute passes. I'm sick and tired of passing the puck all around. Yep. NES coming in.
I was going to bring
NES.
this up. NES.
NES
that is the one thing we're missing. I saw you tweet about it during the last game. We need a Hornquist 2.0 and we need a Chris Kunitz 2.0. We need to find those guys.
I would pay if I was Kyle Dubas. I'm looking for 3 kind of guys right now. Okay. Wayne, I'll get to your comment in a second, bud. You hold on. They need to get 3 guys. Okay. This is not nostalgia speaking. This is what led to the 16-17 Cup wins. Okay. Listen, due to injury, he couldn't get there, but he was a main factor in getting there. You need to find a Pascal Dupuis. You need to find a Chris Kunitz. And most importantly, I'm not doing a party right now. Most importantly, you need to find a Patrick Hornquist. A Hornquist is someone who gets in front of the net, is willing to get a cross check in the back of the head as long as it blinds the goalie behind him so that we could just throw the puck on net. Crosby is right there and just buries it. That's what we need. We have yet to try the most simplistic answer, which is put someone in there. But here's the problem on that power play. Crosby's not going to do it.
Nope.
And I wouldn't want him to.
You're not going to put little Gensel there either.
But that's what we do. We put Gensel there for 4 seconds. He gets one cross check, and he rotates. Yep. What are we doing? We're not going to put Russ there. He's too fast. We're not going, and this is just on the first line. We're not going to put Russ there. We're not going to put Crosby there. And we're not going to put Gensel there. So who's that leaves on the first line? No one. On the power play, who are we going to put there? Not Crosby, not Malkin, not Letang, not Carlson. Oh, that's it. Not Gensel. We just established this. They need to find one. I'll boil it down to 2 players. They need to find a Kunitz and a Hornquist. A Kunitz is that character depth guy that is willing to go into the corners and literally battle for 5 hours straight while Crosby waits for the puck to make a play. That's who we need. Then we need a Hornquist to stand in front of the net, literally not take crap in front of the net, and then make sure that puck on net stays in front of the net for a goal. Now, let's get to Wayne's comment. He's saying, responding to NES addicts saying that we need a Hornquist 2.0, he is saying that they tried Big Z, though, referring to Zahorna, and that didn't seem to do anything. The problem with this comment, yes, Zahorna would be a great person to do that. Great body, tall, he's solid, you're not really moving him. He's not doing that.
Yes.
We didn't bring him in for that. We brought him in to be the Malkin of the bottom six. That's what we brought him in for. We brought him for production and for a big body, but not to be a Hornquist. Hornquist was flirting with the first line when he was here.
Yeah.
It wasn't like, oh, we need a bottom six guy to start doing that in the power play. No, we need a top guy to start doing that. Hornquist, I remind you, he won the Stanley Cup for the Penguins in Nashville. He was the only goal scorer besides an empty net.
Yeah, he did a Crosby behind the net off the back.
it was a shot. Oh, newsflash. Guess where he was when the shot took place? In front of the net. The puck came in and went to Pekarine's left side. He turned, grabbed the puck, and just shot it on the back of his back, and it went in the net. And we won a second Stanley Cup back-to-back because of a person like Patrick Hornquist. And that is who Kyle Dubas needs to find in 2023. He needs to find it now. He needs to find it now because guess what? Who's going to produce better knowing that we have that kind of guy? Malkin, Letang, and Crosby. You want the core to start producing? That's a way to do it.
Yeah.
I'm trying to read the comments, Josh. You could kind of go ahead.
So I mean, just going into the game, I don't know how much you got into the game about, but I mean, honestly, it was offensively and defensively a very poor game all the way across the board. Like very little like good opportunities. There was like a 5-minute stretch where we had like just a flurry of shots on Hart, and just super disappointing that none of them were able to go in. I mean, granted, we were just firing at his chest every single shot, but hey, we're getting pucks on net, and that seemed to be the issue that we were trying to resolve from the last game we played against the Flyers, because we had no shots on net. So I felt like it was an overcorrection of just fire at will and just shoot at his chest. But I mean, it is what it is. But then the only reason why this game went into overtime,
Netty boy.
Nedeljkovic. I mean,
yeah.
Did we find literally the greatest backup goalie of all time?
So here's the thing that I've been seeing on the Twitterverse, kind of getting back to our first segs because we love segs here, Wayne. The first segment, first of all, I said this last game, but I saw that NHL kind of like it was like an NHL podcast. Put goalie tandems in a ranking, and we're in the like diamond tier. The reason why is because we have Tristan Jarry, who is a Vezina Trophy candidate right now.
Yeah.
Whether you like it or not, he is, because he's playing really well. He has 4 shutouts. He had a goalie goal, and he's playing really well. And I'll give credit to where credit is due. He is looking good. And then Nedeljkovic comes in knowing his role. I cannot stress that more enough, which is why I love Nedeljkovic. He understands he is a support for Jarry, comes in and gets shutouts himself, understands he is going to Wilkes-Barre for reconditioning, balls out down there.
Gets a goalie goal
down there. He comes up, and all he does is support Jarry and understands his role. I would rather take 5 guys like Nedeljkovic than 1 Malkin. Reason why is because they know their role and they know how to do it well. And that's who we have in Nedeljkovic was the only reason why we got a point tonight.
Yes.
Okay.
100%, which I was kind of hoping
Only
it got
reason.
to a shootout. Because I
Yes.
was like, oh,
He's going to be on
Nedeljkovic is going
fire.
to keep us.
The only reason why they scored that goal to tie up the game is because the defense left him out to dry.
100%.
It was a lane pass to his right, and he couldn't get there fast enough. Now, if we
Yeah.
had better defensemen, they would have taken away that lane, that defensive lane, and then that play would have never developed. Because what they teach you as a goaltender is not to look for the man who's about to shoot. You follow the puck. So if a man has it to your left and you know that there's another player coming down the lane to your right, you don't give him any attention. You focus on the guy with the left with the puck.
If there's a defender with you, you hope that he blocks the passing lane.
Correct.
Yeah.
You trust that the defenseman will block the lane. You focus on if that guy is going to shoot on your left.
Correct.
That's what they teach you.
Correct.
That's 101. So Nedeljkovic, there's no way he could have gotten all the way over by doing his job correctly. So Nedeljkovic was left out to dry for that. He is very good. He's the reason why we got a point.
And that was the game. That was the game-winning goal too. Because Letang didn't get down. He was literally standing up, trying to block the pass, and the pass came through, and Couturier was able to score.
Yeah, honestly, that was bad defensive play by Chris Letang there for sure. Yeah. Now, people were saying, oh, Crosby lost the faceoff. He didn't technically. He technically won the faceoff. He got the puck. He therefore won the faceoff. Anyway, I'm just saying, if you want to break down literally what happened, he won it so good that it went and the Flyers got it and went on a 2-on-1 because of how well he won the faceoff. Anyway, I'm not going to get into that. I said it last episode, Josh. Jarry was the only reason why it went into overtime.
Yeah.
He's the reason why we got a 1 point last game. Nedeljkovic is the reason why we won this game. Best tandem in the NHL right now.
Can we just say that what a turnaround it has been, though? Because going into this season, I know I'm a Tristan Jarry truther. I was all on board with him being re-signed, but there was a lot of people that did not believe in this goaltending room in the offseason or coming into this season. And for them to come in, 20, 25 games into the season, that were just, literally having a top tandem in the NHL right now, but yet we can't score goals. Like, coming into the season, I was thinking, man, we have so much offensive power. Jarry just has to, keep it under 3 goals, like he can't let the game get away from him. And we'll just score 4 or 5 goals and we'll win the games as long as Jarry can keep it under 3, and then we'll lose the games that the backup plays. That was kind of my mindset coming in.
Yeah.
Now, Jarry and Nedeljkovic are literally keeping goals off of the board.
Mm-hmm.
And they're holding them to like 1 goal a game, and yet we can't score 2 or 3 goals.
Yeah.
That's the mind-blowing thing.
You kind of touched on it. It flipped from last year.
Yes.
So now we're relying on Jarry. I mean, hey, everyone's saying, NES saying, I'll be honest, we didn't believe in Jarry. I thought it was a mistake. He's changed my mind. Wayne coming in saying such a 1A, 1B combo. I agree with that. Yeah. It's been a while since I mentioned his name, Josh. We gotta give props to Andy Chiodo. Seriously,
we've gone 4 episodes without saying his name. So,
dude, Andy Chiodo is the reason. First of all, he's the reason why I love hockey. Second of all, he's the reason why Tristan Jarry got better.
It's possible.
Don't tell me it's possible. Last year he was trash. He was.
But Andy Kyoto was on the coaching staff last year. So what do you say about that?
He got into his head. He finally listened. That's what I think. This year, Tristan Jarry is a Vezina Trophy candidate.
Yeah.
He is.
At the quarter mark of the season, yes.
At the quarter mark of the season, Tristan Jarry could win Vezina, especially with him scoring a goal. People would be like, yeah, that's the guy. That's the guy. And if I feel so good right now about Tristan Jarry and Nedeljkovic that if Jarry got hurt, I'm okay.
Yeah.
I'm
Which
okay.
Is wild.
I did not feel that way last year. Casey DeSmith was hungry to be that starter, was literally like licking his lips, waiting. Not lips. What is it? Licking his chops? That's what it is.
Sounds good.
Licking his chops, waiting for Jarry to go down.
Yeah.
Waiting. Now it's, like I said, Nedeljkovic knows his role. Jarry. Oh, they're so good. And NES comes in with, I think Jarry is playing so well because he listens to the Penguins Collective before every game. I don't think that. Last year, he probably listened out as motivation because Josh would say, he's good. We just got to give him time. And I would be like,
kept typing
dude's
him.
Trash, trade him now. So like he kind of got hot and cold last year. This year, it's all love. Like I said it last year. Prove me wrong. I wanted to be proven wrong, and he did that. He has, and I'm so happy he's our goaltender. When Dubas signed him in the offseason for that, was it 5-year? I was like, oh gosh, that was the worst mistake I've ever seen.
Can we segue into something that I wanted to talk about?
Absolutely, Josh.
Because that was something that I brought up this offseason when everyone was pounding the table saying that you signed Jarry for too large of a contract. You should not be paying him $5.25 million per year. That is not the annual salary that he should be generating. But what did the NHL just announce today?
We get more money.
Salary cap next year goes up $4.2 million. $4.2 million. That's the largest increase in like 6 years.
Yeah. Guess what pays that off? Jarry's contract.
So now Jarry looks like he's going to be cheap in 2 years. Yes, I get it. This year, next year, it's still going to be a little whatever, but $5.25. But if it goes up for this year, and then it goes up, let's just say it either matches or it just hovers around like somewhere in the 3 to 5 range.
Yeah.
It's going to be pennies on the dollar by the time his contract is up. And you're going to be wondering, wow, how did we get Jarry
Why do we have him so cheap? It's because Dubas read the market and said it's going up.
Trust in Dubas.
Kyle Dubas knew what he was doing when he signed Tristan Jarry in the offseason. He knew the salary was going to be raised. We did it. So we're like, horrible deal by Dubas. Why would you sign him for 5 years at that price? And he's like, you suckers have no idea what's going to happen. In 3 years, he's going to look like he's on an AHL contract. You're welcome.
Yeah.
NES comes in saying, is Dubas the new Shero? Here's what I'll say.
So.
He's already better than Shero. Here's what Shero's got. Listen.
Shero was great.
Shero was born to draft Sidney Crosby. That was it. That was his role. That's it. Yeah, he was there.
But what made Shero so great?
Nope, I'm wrong. That was Craig Patrick, wasn't it?
Yeah, but what made Shero so great was his ability to get the youth. Like his drafts were phenomenal. Yeah. Granted, most of it got traded away later on, but whatever.
No, by Rutherford. Rutherford traded him all away.
But Shero was able to find the talent, draft it, build it up into the farm system, and make its way into the NHL. You can see it because about 10 years ago, we had players that were in our farm system all throughout the NHL.
Oh yeah.
And that was because of Ray Shero. And I don't know if Dubas has that draft talent yet. We'll find out because we just had his first draft. So maybe give it a couple
he
years.
traded at the draft. He traded and he got Riley Smith, which was a winner.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. He's got to be able to find these little nuggets, and Dubas will be on his way to get that. I mean, especially if he, is able to negotiate these contracts to look like this. I mean, that's the way to do it.
Here's how we know he's the new Shero. Ready? If he goes out and he gets that Patrick Hornquist 2.0 and he gets that Chris Kunitz, if he does at that trade deadline, I will gladly say he's the greatest GM in our history.
Yeah, I think
if he could get the people to get us a cup this year, dude, unreal.
He's gonna make a trade at the trade deadline.
Yes,
100%. And the only thing that I'm concerned about is who's going to be traded away, just because in order to get the type of talent that we require, you're going to have to trade away something well. And I know you think it's Raquel, but I don't think it's Raquel anymore.
There's a lot of trade bait, and I think Wayne said it, or NES. I'm sorry if I got it wrong. Somebody said POJ. Is he trade bait? And a lot of teams haven't seen him play this year. So, and obviously health will come into an issue. So I don't think he's trade bait.
That's not even who I was thinking.
Who are you thinking? Let it fly, Josh.
You're going to hate it.
Because Jake Ensel.
No. No. That's it.
But that's another sign him.
Sorry, that was part 2 of the $4.2 million increase. That's huge for getting Gensel back.
100%.
But
who is it?
No, I think it's going to be Nedeljkovic, because the goaltending in the NHL is so far and few between. If you don't have a good goaltender, you're gone. And I would not be surprised with how well Nedeljkovic has been playing that teams are going to call about him. And listen, hold up. And teams are going to pay a high price because, again, if you don't have a good goalie, you have nothing. And they're going to pay a high price for that type of goalie. And another point, who did you predict to actually be the backup to start the year?
Hellberg.
Yeah, because he also has NHL experience. And I'm sure he also understands his role.
He doesn't understand his role.
I'm just saying.
That's a good one.
Just saying.
That's a good one.
Because Raquel and POJ will not warrant the type of return that we need in order to make a run this year.
Yeah, because we're gonna need that depth defenseman.
Can you throw up Wayne?
Which one? Oh, I see. Wayne comes in and says, I hear what you are saying, but this team cannot compete this season without Nedeljkovic. Okay. Josh, your response?
Yes. So the trade deadline is like February, March-ish. Okay. At that point, we're already like 2/3 of the season complete. If we're going to make a run, we're going to have to do it on the shoulders of Jari, with or without Nedeljkovic, with or without him. And then once we get into the playoffs, it's going to have to be Jari every single game. It's just how it is. Just look at the other teams that when they make it to the playoffs, they ride one goalie.
Yeah, but here's the thing. We have experienced goaltender injury at the end of the season for the last 3 seasons. In fact, the last 4 seasons. We need the depth goaltending, and we finally got it. I think we're not going to give that up. Even if somebody offered a lot. If they were like, hey, we'll give you Connor McDavid. No, if they offer Connor McDavid for Nedeljkovic, you'd be an idiot. You'd be an idiot. But Speaking of Oilers, NES says, what is it? Are the Oilers still wanting a goalie, or did they get better? They did not get better. They did not. But we're not giving them anything.
Unless,
And
yeah,
the whole point, NES, your comment, what happens if Tristan Jarry gets hurt in the playoffs? That's why you need depth in goaltending.
I get it.
Hellberg is great, but if we've learned anything from Dubas in Toronto, is that he likes to have a farm team. Hellberg is the farm team goaltender. Now, if there's ever injuries, Hellberg is great. Why? Because we have depth goaltending for the first time in a long time. So when we had Jarry,
the Smith,
irrelevant, Mr. Irrelevant, Matt Murray, and
the Smith in the AHL,
and the Smith and Marc-Andre Fleury. When we had those four goalies,
we didn't have all those guys.
Yes, we did. We had
Fleury and Murray,
Matt Murray and Jarry and
and
Smith.
then Jarry and Smith in the AHL.
So we had some good goaltending depth.
Wow,
we did.
I forgot about that.
And now we're finally back at somewhat of that similar depth, where we have our starting goaltender, our franchise goaltender in Jarry. We have a solid backup in case anything goes bad. We have our AHL goalie who's winning. Let that happen. Let them grow, because there's going to come a time where either Jarry goes, which I doubt it, Nedeljkovic goes, which I'm assuming will, and then you have Hellberg and you have the other goaltender. I'm blanking on his name. In the AHL. They're ready to go. And that's the whole point. You want depth goaltending because it is such a hot commodity. So we're gonna covet that. We're gonna hold on to that as long as we can.
It's a fair argument. But I'm just saying, if it happens, we threw it out on December 4th.
Oh, okay. So you just want to be first for first sake. You literally my rant about the media, about just saying crap.
No, I wasn't just saying stuff.
Fall into that. Amen. Wayne says amen. Ned over DeSmith. 100%, dude.
Yeah.
Where's DeSmith now?
Just to clarify, though, that depth that we had however many years ago, 2016, 17.
Yeah, like 5-6 years ago.
That was also geared for the future, because we knew Fleury was on his way out. We were hoping Murray was going to step up. He didn't, but yet we saw Jarry's ability.
No, hold on, time out. Matt Murray did step up. The problem is that he fell off a cliff.
Yeah.
So
hard.
And here's what I'm saying. So we had a starter that was old, backup that was ready, young goalie in the AHL being Jarry. We had depth. Just think of Marc-Andre Fleury being the backup and Matt Murray being the starter. It's the same situation. We have Nedeljkovic, who could be on his way out in 2 years, a year. It doesn't matter. We have our franchise goaltender.
Yeah.
Now we have some depth in our goaltending, which is great, which is what you need. NES, we can
drawn on the blank on the name of the AHL guy.
So I know. NES says Murray got his cup and retired mentally. We could go on a whole podcast why I think he fell off. I honestly think he's a reverse Jim Craig. With that being said, he tragically lost his father. And I feel like that could mentally do something to a human being. And I feel like ever since then, he has not been the same guy. Reversed of Jim Craig, where he lost his mom and then he got better, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And that's not like a dig at Matt Murray. Like, I feel for him. I wish all the best. He got kind of a revitalization in Toronto, and then he got hurt. So yeah, like he lost his dad, and I didn't mean to bring the podcast down with this, but like he lost his dad while he was in Pittsburgh, and then it just went. He was gone for like 2 weeks. I don't know if you guys remember. Yeah. He was gone for like
because he was gone quite a bit because Letang was gone for about 2 weeks when he just lost his dad last year.
That's right. Yeah, I think he was
But
gone for like a month.
Murray was
Yeah.
gone for quite a bit.
So he was gone for a bit, which obviously that shows impact, right? Of course. Like if we lost our dad, I mean,
Yeah.
we'd be all crazy. So I understand that 100%. And I think that's what changed. And unfortunately, you can't, which it sucks, but it boils down to being a business at the end of the day. And if your guy can't produce, you got to get him out. Yeah. And NES says, well, first of all, NES, you know, I apologize. Sympathies, prayers go over to you. And then that's what Ovi might be going through. Yeah. I mean,
he
Ovi,
lost his dad?
He did. He recently just lost, I think, his dad or his mom.
Oh, no way.
I know a parent, and he only has like 5 goals on the season.
Yeah, well, I saw someone tweet out that like if he keeps going on this like track, like it's gonna take him till like he's 45 to pass Gretzky. And I was like kind of like celebrating that post, but like if this is the reason why,
you didn't know there was a reason.
It's like, oh.
And I think that's the weird thing. It's just like you don't want to celebrate someone's like yeah, he's not going to ever get it, and they're like I can't feel bad.
Oh, if this is the reason, it's like
yeah, I was like, I hope you get it. Maybe I don't know. I was like, I kind of still don't want you to have it. But yeah, I think that was a downfall with Matt Murray. Hopefully we don't see any kind of downfall in Jari. I think as of right now, he's playing his best season ever. And that includes AHL. I think he's finally coming into his own, and he's our guy, which it's awesome. Speaking of our guy, Josh, do you like this hat?
I do. I
love
it. Yes.
It's a great hat.
If I was a hat guy, I'd wear it.
You're not a hat guy. I've learned that many times when I've purchased you a hat and you don't wear it.
It's like, you didn't live with me or anything growing up.
Yeah, I know. Whatever. So as you guys know, our partner in I was gonna say partner in crime, but that's so dumb. Our partner for the season is Yin's brand. If you don't know, they are a brand out of Pittsburgh. I'm reading and trying to talk at the same time. I'm reading comments and trying to talk, and it's never a good thing. They're out of Pittsburgh, and they wanted a logo to represent the 3 major sports in Pittsburgh: the Penguins, the Steelers, and the Pirates. And they wanted to come up with something that was so much better than that stupid Robo Pen P hybrid with the stars around it. He hated seeing that. He wanted to create something that was unifying for all the sports teams, and he came up with the Y for the Yinzers, right? That's what we call Pittsburghers, the Yinzers. And you could find a cool hat like this. You could find cool t-shirts like Trust and Dubas, the Penguins Collective official t-shirt. We have 2 t-shirts now. We have 2 official t-shirts with that logo. No, with that logo over there, and with our send off saying, as always, let's go Pens. You guys can go get those on shopyins.com. That's shopyins.com, and you can apply promo code TPC15 for 15% off your first purchase. So make sure you guys go to Shop Yins, get some cool hats, shirts.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say something there.
No. I was going to, but the way you ended that, I thought you were.
Oh, no, I was hoping you were going to say something. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's December 4th. We have the holidays coming up. Now is the perfect time to get in an order for that. So if you haven't used that coupon code yet, take advantage of it now. You missed the sale that he had during Black Friday and Cyber Monday. Well, now, if you haven't put it in the order yet, do it now so you get it in time for Christmas or Hanukkah or Kwanzaa, whatever you celebrate. Get it in time. Use the code TPC15 if you haven't already. and then that's the way that you can celebrate this season, and it'll be perfect. And who knows, maybe he will have a Christmas sale. Just don't let it wait
We
too
honestly
long.
don't know. So we can't say that he will or what. He
Yeah.
just had a Black Friday sale.
Mm-hmm.
So we missed that. I don't know if you said that or not.
I did.
Oh,
It's
sorry.
okay.
See, I'm reading
You were
comments.
reading. It's all right.
I
It's
was
all
reading
good.
and responding.
all
Josh,
good.
I was being a man of the people. But guys, thank you so much for listening to this podcast. Thank you so much for joining us today. Sucks that the Penguins lost to the Flyers back-to-back games in back-to-back overtimes. When it rains, it pours. We lost our beer league championship.
Oh no.
Yeah, dude. It's on Sunday. We lost 7-1. I was the only one who scored. I was the only
Really?
one who scored. Yeah, I scored my first goal.
Hey.
Beautiful goal. All right. Felt like Sid. Our D-man fed me the puck. I was all alone. 5-hole, baby.
Yeah.
And it went back in there with authority. And
Nice.
I started off the scoring. Okay. So it was
1-0.
It was 1-0. I was on cloud 9. Just it went down. It went down fast. So they got a goal. They got a goal and it was 1-1. And I was like, all right, boys, we got it. Come on, we'll do it. Boom, boom, 3-1. Frowns on the bench. We were not happy. Boom, boom, boom. Boom. And then that was kind of it. It was a rough game. So it rains, it pours. Penguins lost. We lost. It's not fun. It's not fun. But we will be back on Wednesday against the Tampa Bay Lightning.
Is
that
Wednesday?
correct?
Wow. No, yeah, it is. Yeah, because it's
we
every
have
other
a game
this
Wednesday
week.
and we have a game Friday. So we will be here reporting to you after the game. Coming at you.
After your local news.
after your local hockey game. We're there. So the Penguins are at home. They're going to be facing the Tampa Bay Lightning. Can Jari get his second goal? We will stay tuned. And sorry, I just want to throw this comment up. Wayne's comes in and says 1 point is cool, but 2 points are cooler.
That's right.
100%, dude. I would love for us to get 2 points again against Tampa Bay. It's a nice freebie there. Let's go and grab it. Wednesday, 7:00 puck drop against Tampa Bay. Be there. Also find us on Twitter at Pens Collective. Right there. That's our handle for everything. YouTube, Twitter, Twitch. That's what it is. So make sure you guys follow along on Twitter at Pens Collective. Live during the game, we tweet. So if you guys wanted to get your
you tweet.
You tweet too. You tweeted about the announcement today.
I did. Well, because I know that you don't tweet during the intermission, so I was like,
I don't. I take a break. You sometimes you just need to go and relax.
Yeah.
Go get yourself a drink or something. I just go use the bathroom.
Remove yourself from the situation. Yeah.
I literally have my laptop watching TV, and as soon as it's, I'm like, okay, I'm done. I wrap it up. Let's move on. But you can find us on Twitter live tweeting during the game. Make sure you guys are there. NES, make sure you get on Twitter. I was going to message you on Saturday. Could not find you. I found some copycats, though, on Twitter. So make sure you fix that, bud. We'll be here on Wednesday. Guys, thank you so much for listening on YouTube and on Twitch, for being here live, commenting. We love it. We want to build a community, and you guys make it great. Josh, where can they find the audio version of this podcast?
Yeah, afterwards, Louie will upload this onto to Spotify. That's our main hub where you can find every single podcast. But if you prefer Apple, we're there. Google, Amazon, iHeart, Audible. Wherever you listen to podcasts, just go in the search bar and find the Penguins Collective. Also, if you want to watch this again. If you want to go 2 episodes ago and watch Louie put on the penguin head, go back, go onto YouTube, the Penguins Collective, go onto the tab live, and yeah, it's the tab live, right? For YouTube, for the back ones?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Sorry, I brain fart for a second.
You're good.
So you go to the live tab and you'll find all of our videos there. So if you like to watch it instead of listening to it, that's where you can find it.
Yeah, 100%. We appreciate it. Seriously, guys, thank you so much. Yeah, it was a tough loss. Penguins fall to the Philadelphia Flyers 2-1 in overtime. Hopefully, we can get a bounce back win against Tampa Bay. We'll see you there. Josh, as